Hello, everybody. To anyone who's watching this video, my name is Thomas Green. I am a Master's of Athletic Training student right now, and I've put together an updated emergency action plan for Clover Stockton College here. So for the first part of this video, I'm just going to go through the emergent action plan, the EAP, and just point out the different parts of it. So with all things to do, here we go. So we're just gonna have the beginning of it right here. This is going to be the part that talks about what an emergency is, um, what the role of telephones in this emergency, the role of equipment, and then this right here is going to be where the AEDs can be found. It's an important this portion right here where my mouse is at is a very important thing to note, that if there is an athletic trainer on the scene or on the event, they will have a portable AED with them. So this is part of the emergency action process, is going to get an AED. This thing that can be avoided by knowing that the athletic trainer is there and knowing that they will have an AED with them. Moving on is going to be some of the contact numbers you can find. Obviously, as soon as you identify that it's a medical emergency, you're going to call 911. Campus safety is going to be one source that you can use for a little bit of help if you want to. You can see that their number is right there. Pat Atwell is our athletic director. He's an important man to know because he's in charge of the athletics program. Rob Carmichael, a very important person to know. He's the head athletic trainer. So he's going to be doing a lot of stuff with it. And then we have our athletic training staff. We have Kaylee, Dana, Alex. Jay is our program director, but he's also a certified athletic trainer, so he can be very helpful. Christy is a professor in the athletic training department, and she's also a certified athletic trainer, so she would be very helpful. And then Dr. James Daniels, that's a very, very important one to know. He is our team physician. He supervises, he oversees everything that's going on in our athletic training program. So going to our procedures, this is going to be what you're going to do step by step, and we'll get into this a little bit. I have a mock demonstration coming up here soon. Ambulance instructions, this is going to be one that is very important. This is one that it's very good to know beforehand. So like you can see right here, there's the Charles Fieldhouse. If you can direct an ambulance there, or if you can give the ambulance service that you know will be responding to your call this EAP beforehand, then you can have them know it beforehand, so you don't even have to just say we're at Charles Fieldhouse. And then you have the other different locations here. Here there's, so I'm on Google Docs, so it didn't translate over super well, but there's a map on here that if I was putting together an actual EAP, there would be a map of the campus here, so you can see kind of where things are in relation to each other. So moving towards what I talked about with a little bit of the mock emergency. So we're going to say that we're at a football game. We had a defensive back make a head down tackle, and he had an axial load put on the top of his head, and he is down on the field and he's laying there motionless. So in this situation, the first person that's going to get out to the field, they're going to see that they're motionless, that they can't move, and that they're complaining of spine or neck pain. The first person that gets out there is going to be the person in charge. They're going to stabilize their neck, and they're going to start talking to everybody else on what they should be doing. Moving to point number 2 here, the person in charge is going to delegate someone to call 911 and keep that person on the line with 911 so that you can get updates on where they are, and you can relay information that you find out as you find it out. So that's going to be, so the information that we're talking about is stuff like right here, like is the athlete conscious, are they breathing, or do they have a pulse? The MOI, what happened and how it happened, what is being done for the athlete right now, where the injury took place. So this is where those knowing the field locations and where you are is very helpful. And then the exact location of where the ambulance should arrive, and this is something that the ambulance should know beforehand. This is, and then after that, at that point, the person in charge is going to delegate someone to go stand where they told the ambulance to go, so that they can wave them in and get them onto the field as quickly as possible. Um, so then one thing that's very important to know, especially with during a populated college football game, is that there's going to be people in the stands. So this is where the person that's in charge can either delegate someone who might have a little bit more of a voice to themselves, or someone who might actually know the people in the stands, saying, "Hey, I know it's scary, but we need you to back up right now. We need you to give us some space so we can take care of this injured athlete." Um, so point number 5, talking about having a college representative. Um, this is basically just having an athletic trainer on site. This is where if you have Pat Atwell in the stands, he can come down and he can be a representative of the college. So at this point, the EMT is going to be arriving, and the athlete. Okay, sorry. At this point, the EMT is arriving and they've taken the athlete. At this point, the athletic trainer needs to stay at the scene and make sure that safety make sure that the rest of the football game has coverage. They're probably going to keep playing the football game, and you can't play a football game without an athletic trainer. So this is where the athletic trainer needs to stay on site, and the athletic director needs to be notified of what happened and what was done for it. Just this is for legal purposes, and just so the person that's in charge knows what's going on. The person at this football game, if they got injured at Culver Stockton, they're going to be taken to Blessing Hospital. So anyone that family, friends, anyone that is curious about where this athlete is going, they're going to be going to Blessing Hospital. And then there's going to be the person in charge need to document what happened afterwards. But this can happen after the game. Or if it's during the game and you have a little bit of free time, you can do it then as well. But it's important to document, and there's a document sheet attached here, right here, of what kind of questions should be answered. And this is again for legal purposes, to show that we had justification of why we did what we did to the athlete to help them, and just so we kind of have some paperwork to back us up on what was going on. And then the last thing that should be done is check on the mental status of all of the people involved. This is going to be one that's especially important for the players. Seeing teams are a brotherhood; they're bonded. So seeing one of your brothers go down like that can be scary. So you need to make sure that you're talking to your athletes, noticing any kind of behavioral changes, people isolating themselves a little bit or something like that. So you can talk to them a little bit and see if they need a little bit of extra mental help. All right, that's going to be all I've got. I hope this was helpful.